Alrighty, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to take you guys on a bit of a story. This all started back when I was just a wee little boy. This was 2018. I was being homeschooled at the time, playing Roblox, and just finding out about certain things, such as full driving. I actually loved. Originally, I loved building and having a look at other people build cars and how they built them and how they sort of went about them. Let's get rid of the spotlight on me. And they went about them building. I loved that stuff. Anything mechanical, that was my sort of go-to route. Now, I watch stuff like 24/7 Forward Drive. I even watched a bit of Explore Life in the later years. But it's one of those things. I grew up watching four-wheel drive content, adventure content, and fishing content. I absolutely loved it. Then I started to find other YouTubers, Benny Surge, Explore Life, and stuff like that. So, what did I do? Late last year, probably October, bought my first four-wheel drive. I've been driving around a Mazda 3 hatchback, whipping that thing around like it was good fun. But eventually I bought a four-wheel drive. Now, after countless hours of research, I came to the idea either a 4-cylinder BT50 or a ZD30 common rail diesel petrol was the plan. So I searched Marketplace and did hours of research on Google and Facebook groups to find what I should look for in buying these cars. In hindsight, should have just paid a mechanic. But this brings us to the present day. I've got a ZD30 that has, unfortunately, a million links. But that brings us to the next topic of what will I do? Now, got a couple of options. I could put a Barra into it. I could save up some money and put an M57 into it, BMW motor, or I could rebuild it and see how well we can make a ZD30. Now, you might ask, why rebuild the ZD? The simple fact that I believe it can be a good engine, and getting another engine is extremely expensive. Doing engineering and actually buying all the components to do it, it's pretty tedious and expensive. So, let's get it stripped down and reconditioned, baby. Let's get it. Now, let's come up with a quick list for what I would need for a full rebuild. Roughly, the shopping list is rebuild kit, machine work, alternator, high flow turbo, high flow air intake, radiator, coolant tube, kit, coolant reservoir, rocket cover bits, high flow intercooler kit. Obviously, it's a bit more, radiator, an aluminium radiator, stuff like that, alternator, definitely need a higher amperage alternator. But I suppose it brings us to the last topic. I have no idea what I'm fucking doing. So let's give it a crack and see what happens. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Well, no, I sure will. Let's get it, mate. Right, we're about 3 months later into the build. It's currently March 22nd. So we're currently March 22nd. And to give you guys an update on so far, it's been a good journey. It's been a very emotional journey. It's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of considerations of why I decided to do it. But at the same time, it's been an awesome opportunity to be able to learn and grow as a person, especially considering I want to do a diesel and mechanic work in the future. But for now, it's been an awesome opportunity to be able to get my hands on and get really stuck into it without having a foreman or anyone watching over my shoulder consistently, so I can take my time and do it. And I think currently it's going really well. We started off think then we'd just taken the motor out. I'm not 100% sure, but we'd taken the motor out, and that was a journey in itself. We had to go and get a crane from Nerang. I live south side of Brisbane as a reference. It was about 40 to 50 minutes there, 40, 50 minutes back, 40, 50 minutes there, 40, 50 minutes back. So we lost 2 hours on that weekend, but we got the motor out, and we got it all teared down. I've got photos and stuff everywhere, so I've got it all teared down. That took probably an additional 3-4 weeks. There was a lot that I needed, and during that process I needed a compressor. So I bought a compressor, one of the Lincoln Silver Series, so quite a good one. And then after that I managed to get the block all teared down, the entire pistons, rods, camshaft, everything was taken out of it, and it's been sent off to the shop. It's been in the shop for 1 week already, so just a little bit over 1 week, but that 1 week so far. And now we're here, I suppose. The problem is that because it's at the shop, the guys there, they got influenza, so they've had to stop production on repairing motors and stuff like that. So it's halted some of the process. I'm not sure how long it will take from here on out. However, it's just part of it, I guess. So far what we've done is we've cleaned up the area, so we know more directly of what needs to go back in, what needs to be sorted. We're currently cleaning I've already cleaned the entire inside. I've started cleaning the engine bay, so that one's all getting sorted. And look, I mean, there's a lot of costs, I suppose. There is still a lot of costs, and it mounts quickly, especially as you're like, oh, I may as well do this and I may as well do that, like I may as well do the vinyl, and then you sleep on it for about a week, and you think about it again, you're like, but it's $300 that do I really need to spend? Things like that you sort of think, you're like, well, it's not a necessity at this stage. We can do that any time. The necessity is making sure the motor's 100% correct and runs perfectly. Once we get it back and keep it in order, just getting all those parts, making sure that we got new parts going into it, and the parts that can be reused, we will reuse it. I'll reuse it. I've already ordered a fair bit of parts. There's a fair bit more going in. It all takes time. But so far, yeah, everything's been cleaned. I'm currently on the way to get the engine bay cleaned up and spray painted the chassis rails, and just do some touch-up work if it needs it. Over paint on the inside and the outside. Also put some rust preventative into the paintwork, so that way prevent more rusting and everything like that. There is a little bit of rust, I'm not going to lie. It was a bit disheartening, but at the same time I have seen a lot worse, and it's, for its age, it is quite good. I'm pretty happy that it is manageable. I can stop it without welding new pieces on. So we're in the clear there. We're going very smooth. From here, I suppose the next process is to clean up everything, get all the extras on the outside, so the coolant bottles, all of the brake stuff, the electricals need to be done properly, because when you buy something off the marketplace, you can't expect it to be a perfect, and there wasn't definitely, it had a lot of flaws, and the electricals were one of them. There's a lot of electricals underneath the dash I'd have to redo. Yeah, it's one of those things. If you guys are going to ever do electrical work, do it properly the first time. Get the proper joiners, get the proper ends, everything like that, and just do it properly. So that way you don't have to go and worry about fires and everything that comes along with that. But from here on, it's getting everything on the outside of the engine bay back in and cleaned. And then from there, it's getting the engine back, hopefully, and put all the stuff back together on the engine,
sump, the block, everything. Um, Still umming about the head. So the head, obviously, I'm going to get a new head. Uh, the old one was okay, but it just had a few things that I may as well go with a better head. I'm going to try an AMC head. But then again, like it comes to the point where it's do you put in stuff like ARP, head studs, and do you do all the upgrades and get everything better, or do you keep it as stock as possible so it can last as long as possible? That's all the ums and ahs and the can do and the might and this and that. It was one of those things. It's I don't have infinite amount of money, especially with what's happening in the world at the moment, and it's a bit of a tough thing. So that's what I'm up to at the stage. Everything else is going pretty well. Obviously, you know, my partner, we had a bit of a low spot there for a bit because I was spending a lot of time in the shed just working on the car and getting that ready, and I was really hammering it every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, Monday to Friday I'm working full time, so it's a bit hard, but Saturday, Sunday from 6, 7 a.m. in the morning all the way through to 5, it was very taxing for myself. I think the energy levels, going back to work and working on trucks and stuff, it's very taxing. But I've sort of slowed down a bit now because obviously the block's going to be away for a month plus. So yeah, it'll hopefully be by June somewhere time. Maybe it should be all ready to go on its first long haul trip. That's the hope anyway. But I suppose we'll see it once it comes to it. And yeah, for now it's just getting the parts together, getting the money up, and spending it on the right things to do. But yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. There's another series coming out, obviously later down the track. But I did sort of promise myself I'd try and get at least one video a month out. And, I've done a few shorts, that's been good, but I need to do the actual videos. So hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you guys have any questions or anything, chuck it in the description. There's definitely a lot of help around getting the motor out and stuff like that between the mechanic that I know, my old man, even my partner. She's been awesome, and a lot of support behind it. Because doing a build that, especially on a vehicle that you want to almost will to your kids, you know, it's a lot, and it can be very exhausting at times, especially when there's so much going on in the world at the moment. I hope everyone's doing really well. So thanks you guys for watching, and yeah, enjoy the series as it comes out very slowly over this year, I suppose. So yeah, thank you guys, appreciate it.